When done correctly, suburi can have a lot of benefits for your kendo. You know this already. Some of these benefits could be learning how to control the shinai, the use of the grip through the cut, and the relationship between the lower and upper body. But there is so much more, especially if we focus. And because suburi is one of the things that we can do at home, I want to share with you some variations that specialize or that focus in specific elements so you can integrate it at your practice at home. Welcome to Kendo Tips. My name is Jose. I'm a Yondan in Kendo, and today what I wanted to do is to show you a couple of variations on the suburis that we are already doing that focus in specific elements to improve our Kendo. Today is not about creating power and speed through fitness. Today is about doing it with technique and efficiency. I think that regardless of how fit you are, if you don't have the proper technique, if you don't have the right movements, you're gonna be wasting a lot of energy and a lot of power in your motion. I'm going to be sharing 5 different variations on suburi, and to make it easy for everybody, what I'm going to do is in the timeline, I'm going to label them by the specific focus. So you can go back and forth if you need to. If you feel like I missed anything or you have anything else to add, you have any questions, please, you can leave it in the comments below or join me on my live streams Sundays 3:30 p.m. Please don't forget to subscribe. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and hit the notification bell so you know when I'm going live and when I post new videos. The first suburi I want to show you, it's a variation on yoga buri. What I do here is I take away the footwork and I only focus on the motions of my arm. I do a long and extended swing, keeping my hands together and making sure that I don't pull my arms towards me by bending my elbows. With this, I focus on extending my range of motion, so I go down as far as I can and I go up as far as I can. And by keeping my hands together, it helps me on 2 things. One, it focuses on the use of the left hand to lift the tip and to bring it down by pulling. If you avoid pulling your arms towards you, you're gonna notice that pushing the shinai so the tip goes up makes it easier to come up, and by pulling makes it easier to come down. This suburi and most suburi, especially at the beginning, you want to do them slow first, but I make sure that I don't do this one fast because it helps me feel the muscles that are engaging. So I think of this as a muscle activation and self-correction time. I make sure that my cut's straight on the way up, on the way down. I pay attention to what muscles I'm using and how I'm using my hands and my arms, and especially when I'm getting a big range of motion, I'm stretching out all the muscles, pushing my range of motion, as well as my joints and my wrists. Now that we focused on the arms, let's give a little bit of time to the legs. But because we want to make it effective, I am going to focus on the functionality of bringing it into regular footwork that we do at the dojo. The first part that I like to break this into, it's just doing the regular lunge. Now, the only difference is that, or the thing to pay attention to, is that you don't want to land on your foreign leg. You want to make sure that your body is stable and is straight and your left foot is engaged, able to put power to push forward. You want to feel that you can push forward with your left leg. After you master ending on that position with stability, you want to try to push with your left leg, kind of like you're taking a step over. When doing that, you're also using your right leg to pull you forward. In Kendo, a lot of times the mistake I see is that people land on the forward leg and then drag the left leg. So they kind of just don't understand why each leg is moving. You want to make sure you start by pushing with your left and you keep that pushing until the foot leaves the floor. And then at the moment that the right foot lands on the floor, starts pulling. Then the body comes in because the left one finished that push and then the right one keeps the momentum by pulling. So you want to avoid going up with your right leg. You want to make sure that you keep the momentum with the left leg and continue the momentum with the right leg. When you do this exercise, make sure that you keep your body straight and you don't bend or lean forward or backwards as you do these motions. By the way, this is meant to show you the function of each leg. I don't think you need to keep going back to this specific variation unless you feel like you're having problems with the engagement of the leg. This next suburi variation I think is very important. You may already be doing it at the dojo, but it's important to focus on the right elements, and it's to take a step and then attack. A lot of times I see that people come in kind of crossing their feet or just leaning forward to try to keep momentum, but they disengage their feet and they don't have stability or support behind them, so they feel uncomfortable lifting the sword for the big swings. Bunch of problems that causes. So take the time to make it slow, do one step, a clear step, and then do your attacking step. You can transition into this by starting with 2 techniques first. So just do, for example, men, and then step men. Because I feel that way people tend to understand it better because they make a separation between each step. But you want to practice, especially when you go back to the dojo, step, attack. Learning how to keep the momentum without losing that stability. Now this suburi tends to be one of my last exercises that I do in my routines, and it's to do high suburi but small. Instead of doing the big swing over your head, I do small strikes on each step, so on the forward and the back. What this does, it helps me understand the use of my hands and my wrists to create power on my strike. So instead of bringing the arms towards my body to create momentum on the sword, I'm minimizing the movement of my arms, but I'm using more my fingers, my wrists, my hands to create that impact. Also, I think it's a good exercise to get your shoulders acquainted to being in that position, because the more you do and the more you hold it in that position, you feel it more. This is a great exercise to improve your Tenouchi, to improve your strength on your impact, and also coordination and proper footwork. Which reminds me, pay attention to your footwork when you're doing this. And when you're doing high suburi, a lot of people tend to cross their feet or let one foot slide as they're moving forward and backward. You want to make sure you do clear steps on the way forward and on the way backwards. Make sure that you even feel like if you go forward, you could also do another step forward. Now this last one, I think it's pretty straightforward, and I wanted to put it earlier, but I think the last part of this tends to be a little bit tricky for some people. This last suburi is just focus on the different timing. Start the suburi by making the motion first with your hands, then stepping forward, and make sure that you land the strike when your left leg comes in. At the end point, your whole body except your hands should be pretty much in kamae, and your hands should be in men striking position or whichever cut you're practicing. And again, you should feel like you could keep going forward if you need to. By doing it slow, specifically, this suburi, it's meant to help you, besides the elements that I mentioned earlier, create that stability and coordination. For the second one, we're going to mess a little bit with the timing by starting our motion with the hands at the same time we start moving our right leg forward. So we start by pushing with the left leg and at the same time pushing with the left hand to make the sword go up. And then when the left leg is coming forward, in that moment you bring the shinai down, and you should end at the same time the left leg lands on its position. We started slow, but that doesn't mean you're gonna do it lazy. You want to start learning to apply power and to apply intensity on your swing by making sure that you push with your left and you pull with your left on the way up, on the way down. That way you have constant power all the way through your swing. This is a great time not to only focus on coordination, but also focus on engaging the muscles and making sure that you have a sharp cut. So do not get in the habit of just hitting and then going up or just letting the hands fall. You want to purposely cut. The last one tends to be the most difficult one, and especially when you start adding Fumicomi, it becomes even harder. But what you want to do is you want to start the motion with your legs and then hold your hands for as long as you can to then bring your sword up and down, and you make sure that it lands with the same timing that we've been talking about. This will definitely help you understand your balance, but it will also add intensity to your upswing and downswing, because the hands kind of have to catch up with your body. You gotta make sure that you try to do it slow first and you get the right motion. So don't cheat, don't bring your hands closer to your body and then or do a smaller swing. Do the same swings we've been talking about, we've been doing, but now you have to do it faster. This way you will learn the proper technique and the proper motions to be more effective during Keiko. As a matter of fact, this type of timing is closer to what we use in actual Keiko. Please take your time with all these exercises. Please take your time to self-correct and look at yourself and what you're doing. Make sure that you are doing all the right motions. The point of this is to make sure that you start developing good technique, knowing what muscles to engage, having your body work those muscles. Take your time with these. Do not rush them. All suburi practice, you want to ultimately learn how to do them with purpose, making sure that every cut is ippon. And again, you gotta start slow, but that doesn't mean you're gonna be lazy. This way you'll have more power and you'll be faster. If you have any questions, you can always leave them in the comments below or pass by my stream on Sundays at 3:30 p.m. I'm gonna say, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button and hit the notification bell so you know when I'm going live and I post new videos. In the meantime, thank you very much for watching my video. I hope to see you Sunday. And please keep practicing and stay safe.